Call of Duty, which I honestly like. I honestly like this game. I think it has some potential. I think it has a lot of potential. Um, but it's stark differences. You know, first and foremost, my mobility, my ability to move around and turn around immediately at the drop of a dime. Um, whether you're using a mouse or, you know, a controller. And by the way, if you don't know, I do use a mouse, and there's no shame in my game. I use a mouse. What the fuck? I still get owned. And this game right here is going to show and prove that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I have a mouse doesn't necessarily mean that I'm some awesome god level. A lot of people get that shit asphyxiated in their heads, like, oh, because you use a mouse, you know, you this, that, and the third. Nah, you know, the fuck. These games are made on computers, which are played and tested with mouses. Yeah, I'm on a console, but that doesn't really give me that much more of an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I do take the aim assist off, because it causes friction with me using that, my mouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so don't think like, oh yeah, I'm out here, you know, because at that point it'll be cheating if I'm like out here using a mouse and I'm using the aim assist. Nah, so I take that off. And it's not because I feel guilty or that's like some sort of protocol. It's just like I don't need it. That's not. I don't need assistance with my aim. You feel me? Um. Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. To each his own. You know, I gotta grab something. I'll be right back. But I can still talk. I got my headset on. You know, to each his own. It is what it is. I don't get mad. People get mad at me for I use a mouse. I get mad because people want to sit in corners and camp, which you're going to see, or just wait behind you know, a crate or a door or something for you to walk by and kill you. You know, the skill level of Call of Duty has become bitch making, and I'll be the first one to say it. It has. Even if you want to blame like SBMM and all that type of shit, you know what I'm saying, which is fine and dandy, that's cool. Even if you want to use that as the culprit, you know what I'm saying, like, it's more so the community. It's the players that's sitting in the corner. Even if you had, even if you take out the SBMM, you're still gonna have players who are scared to death, who assume that, I don't know, because they have a headset on or because the controller's in their palm, it's, you know, there's some sort of like intravenous needle connected to their DNA or their bloodstream that if they get shot in the game, they'll feel it in real life. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But as you can clearly see, like with the type of people that want to play World War II, they don't believe that. They're out there running around. And yeah, you probably seen quite a few people sitting in corners. You're gonna get that. Every Call of Duty has had people that are scared to death. That's nothing. I'm not mad about that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I cause a fit, but that's no different than you driving in your traffic and somebody that's driving slow, you know, 5, 10 miles underneath the speed limit. It's no different than that. You don't have road rage, but you're just taking notice of something that's obvious. Anyway, I digress. That's neither here nor there. My point is, it's the community. You know, you have a lot of people that's been playing this game since they were 7, which you clearly see in the current incident where some 6, 7-year-old kid got banned from Call of Duty. Well, rightfully so. He should have got banned. It shouldn't even be no outcry or anger or anything to that family or that kid. It clearly states on the game that it's a 17 plus game, meaning that if you're not of that age, you shouldn't be playing this game. But yet and still, you know, people that don't give a fuck, and you know, people that, you know, and yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a video game. You know, if you want to be honest with you, do they have video games? And I was growing up, guns and video games, and you shoot people. Yeah, you had Contra, but you had red light balls of light shooting out of what perceived to be a gun. So it's a little bit more futuristic, some shit that's not more so tangible. Now, when you look at these guns, these are guns, and I'm pretty sure, I think with this situation, the father, he's an ex-U.S. Marine. So he actually has access to some of these guns that we're actually playing with. So for him, that's not some futuristic shit that you'll probably never ever see in your life. That's some shit that you can actually put the controller down, go in your father's gun cabinet, get that gun the same as that gun that you were shooting with in Call of Duty, and go out on the range and practice with. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even taking it to the next level, which I probably thought I was going to take it to. I'm not even taking it there, but there's no need to speak the known. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he can take that to the range and practice with that same as that gun. You don't. There's no laser guns that you can go practice with unless you go play laser tag. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and the scale is different. You're not like Contra's not a first person shooter. You want to use 007? You can use 007. But at when 007, by the time 007 came out, I was a young teenager. You know what I'm saying? I knew the right difference between right and wrong, and knew that, like, if I put a gun in my hand, what my intent and purpose is going to be by doing it. So, it is what it is. I'm just talking to y'all because I'm about to get right. You already know. Before I play this game, because it's such a frustrating, sweaty game. But it's like, even if you notice, I'm about to play bots quick fast. So I just want to point out certain things that I just find very interesting with the mechanics of the game. Now bear in mind, Cold War is supposedly to pay homage. I'm not, and don't quote me on this, but in my opinion, it's supposed to pay homage to the rusher, run and gunner play style of people that play Call of Duty. In layman's terms, it's supposed to play like how, the original Modern Warfare played, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3. It's supposed to play like how those games play. You know what I'm saying? Like where, you have snaps. But one thing that was brought to my attention was they changed the way the guns are shot. So, you got the hit scan, you got, I guess, regular, what's called, like, progression, which I could be wrong on, you know what I mean, like, but now it's more so, like, more realistic, so it has DPS and things of that nature, things that they actually took from other video games. I mean, like, fortunate enough for me, I played other games, like Borderlands, and Battlefield, where they have those type of descriptions. So now Call of Duty in kind of catching up. Even though in their studios that might have been integrated into the data that was inputted into the code which created the game. You as the player, you didn't see that as an option to pick between your weapons. So like velocity and things that ain't sprint to shoot and things of that. Which to me, honestly, that shit takes away from the game. Like I really feel like, these people should come out with a sweaty ass version of Call of Duty, call it something different. That's friendly enough to bitch ass motherfuckers that want to sit in corners and wait for opponents to come by to get kills to move forward and do gay shit like that. Yeah, make a separate game for those type of people, but keep Call of Duty at its core. It's a fucking running gun. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really want to dig into the history of that shit, just bear with me. Call of Duty, originally Medal of Honor. That studio that created Medal of Honor, and I'm just reiterating shit that people should already know, but if you don't know, the developers of Call of Duty Infinity War, the original developers, made Medal of Honor. Awesome game, excellent campaign, and a pretty solid multiplayer for its day and age. You know what I'm saying? Like, those games, though, were kind of overshadowed, if you remember, by games like SOCOM. Games like Metal Gear Solid. Games like Resistance to Man. Games like 007. Games like Max Payne. You know what I'm saying? So you had other games out at that time that tailored to a wide, vast, broad of different type of play styles. Meaning, I could go to GameStop, pick up a game, play it. If it was at that time, I wasn't playing multiplayer. So if I felt like, yo, this is like a little bit too much for me, like I'm not, my skill level isn't up to that, I will go and return and get something else. I would get something like, um, like I said, like a Resistance of Man, a game that I can play by myself, play a mission, a good solid campaign, play missions, and then afterwards play against bots to so-called get my skills up. Play what's the Killzone? That was another game I used to play to get my skills up. You know what I mean? It's like, so I would play those games and it'll be fun. You know what I'm saying? If for sweatier games like Metal Gear Solid and SOCOM, which did have multiplayer, I wouldn't go on that portion of the game because I just wasn't ready for it. My skill level wasn't up for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I'm not being funny. I'm just telling you 100. You know what I mean? Like, so, but fast forward, it's just like, all right, you still have these other avenues to go down. So, but for some strangely odd reason, the community of Call of Duty has turned into this, like, for the most part, just people that just want to just sit and wait and just, I don't know, man, just don't go so hard. You know what I mean? Like, and I kind of find that shit unacceptable. And I'm about to show and prove it right now. So, hold on to your seats. Excuse my rant. But you ought to see how sweaty this is. I can't even use SMGs in this game. What up, Max? Yeah, man. I can't even use an SMG in this game. You gotta use a rifle. I can't really run a gun. I gotta, like, run a little bit forward, stop short. And my nat type is strict for some strangely odd reason right now. I don't even know why. Which means I'm gonna have the most horrible connection, and it's gonna take forever to get into a lobby. But whatever, we're gonna go do it. But if you looked at my other live stream, me playing World War II, it's smooth. And this game is what, 4, 5, 6 years old? It was smooth. I got into a game immediately. I don't know. But let's see, let's dive in. I'm not type strict, so it ain't gonna let me